बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, वो राधा रानी की जय, गीता माता की जय, बोले श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गीता ध्यान। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती मष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायत पत्रनेत्रे येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीप प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणे ज्ञान मुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटाजयधृतजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्रावती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवै रणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा संबोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदै रह रह पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भाद्र पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचाल पंगुलंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुत्तमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर् वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर् गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थितर्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा तस्मै देवाय नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, बोले गीता माता की जय। आदरणीय पंडित गण, प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, most worshipable Pandits, Pandit Satya Anand Maharaj, Pandit Chaitra Maharaj, Pandit Devachand Maharaj, other Pandits, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord and Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Tonight we are at the Satya Anand Ashram in Aranguez, Trinidad, which is run by Pandit Satya Anand Maharaj. He's a spiritual head. He's also the producer of Bhakti TV. Want to say also very special Radhe Radhe and Pranam, my humblest prostrations to all our viewers on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Bhakti TV, etc. So Panditji has made a special request tonight that he wanted Gita part. So we'll hear some reading of Gita tonight, which is a great blessing. Before that, as we always do customarily, we'll do bhajan, kirtan. So in the booklets that you have, if you're able to get them, page 22. If you don't have enough, you may share. Bhajan very briefly, Apanapan Rakhana Mere Ghanasham. A devotee saying to Bhagavan Krishna, O Lord, Hey Shri Krishna, one whose complexion is like a young rain-laden cloud, please make me yours forever. Ghari ghari pal pal naam tiharo. Every moment, let me chant, I will chant your divine name, you make me yours. Every moment I will chant your divine name. Rato meri rasana, with my tongue, my lip and my heart, with devotion, with love. Lali lal do uday garbahi, hamare hiye basana. I want you to come in my heart, hamare hiye. Abaso, live in my heart, but not you alone. I want you to come with Radha Rani, with your arms around each other, Gallabahiya. When you come in my heart, bhav hindore, hiye dari mein, dari hiye mein. In my heart, in my ear, my heart, I'm going to create a beautiful swing with my mind, the most beautiful swing, with all types of decorations, flowers, very beautiful. I'm going to put you and Radharani to sit on that swing, and I'm going to rock you gently. Jhulao nitya jhulana, mere ghanasham. Day upahar har aswan ko bana lo tujhe apna. I want to give you a gift for having come in my heart, making me yours. What do we have that we can give to Bhagwan? Nothing. Everything belongs to Bhagwan. But there's one thing he loves, and that is very dear to him, which we can give him. It's called Asu, tears. When we shed tears of selfless love, Bhagwan becomes very happy, very pleased with us. This is the biggest gift we can give to Bhagwan. Kaise ho kare kripalu prabhu apno. However you do this, the same Kripalu Mahaprabhu is saying, who's written this beautiful bhajan, Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu is saying, however you do this, my Lord, don't know how you're going to do it, but Puravo Mama Sapana Mere Ganesham, this sapana of mine, this dream that I'm having, as I said above, please let it come true, please fulfill it. अपनापन रख रखना मेरे घन श्याम, अपना पन रखना मेरे घन श्याम, अपना पन रखना मेरे घनश्याम, अपना पन रखना मेरे घनश्याम। घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम तिहारो, घड़ी पल पल नाम तिहारो, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम तिहारो, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम तिहारो, और मेरी रसना मेरे घनश्याम, मेरी रसना मेरे घनश्याम। ओ अपना पन रखना मेरे घनश्याम, अपना पन रखना मेरे घनश्याम। ओ लली लाल जो जय गरबानी, लाल जो जय गरबानी, लली लाल जो जय गरबानी, लाल दो जय गरबानी। ओ हमारे ही बसना मेरे घनश्याम, हमारे ही बसना मेरे घनश्याम। ओ अपना पन अपना पन रखना मेरे घनश्याम, अपना पन रखना मेरे घनश्याम। ओ भाव हिलोरे दारी में, भाव हिलोरे दारी में, भाव हिलोरे दारी Krishna उपहार हार असुवन को उपहार हार असुवन को जय उपहार हार असुवन उपहार हार असुवन को बना लो तुझे अपना मेरे घनश्याम बना लो तुझे अपना कैसे हो करी कृपालु प्रभु अपनो 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 रव मम मेरे घनश्याम रव मम सपना वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। आज के जो पाठ है द्वादशोध्याय पाठ है। बारहवें अध्याय। Tonight's part, reading of Gita, is from the 12th chapter. अर्जुन श्री कृष्ण से एक प्रश्न पूछते हैं। अर्जुन ने asked Shri Krishna question. एवं सतत युक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरम अव्यक्तम तेषां के योग वित्तमाः। Chapter 12 verse 1. Arjuna asked Shri Krishna, amongst your devotees, जो आपकी भक्ति करते हैं, who love you, worship you, some worship you as having a form, आप ही त्वाम, who worship you with the form, quality, pastime, sagun, sakar Bhagwan. And one, those who worship you in the formless aspect, akshara, avyakta, unmanifested. Both are worshipping Bhagwan, dono bhakt, both are bhakt, devotee. One is worshipping God with the form, and one is worshipping with the formless aspect. It says Shreshth Kam, who is the better one? Who is the better of the two? Look, God has two forms. Some people say God is only formless. Jagat Guru Shankaracharya and his followers. Some say God is form. The other Jagat Gurus, The fact is, God is both with form as well as without form. The highest authority in Sanatana Dharma, the Vedas, are saying this. Dve Vava Brahmane Rupe, Dve Vava Brahmano Rupe, Murtan Chaiva Murtan Cha, Brihadaranyaka 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 1st verse. This Ved mantra says, God has two forms. Dve Vav Brahmano Rupe. Two forms, two Rup. Murtan, meaning with form, Sakar, Saguna Sakar, Savishesh, form, qualities, attributes, everything, name. And one is Nirakar, Amurtan, means Nirakar, Nirup, Nirakar, Nirgun, Nirvishesh. Unmanifested, formless, attributeless, no name, no form, qualities, nothing. So these are two aspects of the same Shri Krishna. There's no two Bhagavan. Always keep in mind there's only one Bhagavan. Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karma Dhyaksha Sarva Loka Divasa Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha Shvetashvataro Upanishad chapter 6 verse 11. The Vedas say God, there's only one Bhagavan, Eko Deva. Some people think in Hinduism, these Hindu worship millions of Bhagavan. There's so many gods. No, one God, different names, different forms, that's all. A name for God in the Vedas, Anant. Anantaschatma Vishwarupo Hyakarta Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahm Anantanama Rupaya. God has been referred to by the name of Anant. The word Anant means infinite, uncountable. Everything that Bhagwan have is infinite, uncountable. Accountable, uncountable name, uncountable forms. Devata is a different thing. We hear that there's 33 crore Devatas. There's a place called heaven, Swarg. Nothing to do with Bhagwan. Swarg, that place called Swarg, heaven, is in this material world itself. 33 means territory. Crore means 10 million. So 33 crore, 330 million. Devi Devata, those who live in heaven. There's no Bhagwan. Bhagwan is only one. The Supreme Lord is both with form as well as without form. And both are worshipped by devotees. The formless aspect as well as the one with the form. So who is better? Kaun Shresht. So Shri Krishna, Bhagavanu Vacha, Shri Krishna is answered. Shri Krishna says, Maya Veshamano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetas Te Me Yukta Tamam Mataha. Chapter 12 verse 2, Gita. So now Shri Krishna says, Maya Veshamano Yemam. Those who worship me, who does bhakti with his mind, senses, intellect, who fix their mind on me. Mano Yemam. Or Nitya Yukta Upasate, who constantly engages the mind in remembering me. Nitya means all the time. The word Nitya means every moment. 24 hours, every moment. Yukta means join. Upasate means lovingly, worship with worshipful, loving feeling. Who lovingly attach their heart, their mind to me. Every moment. Most important word being used here is the mind. Bhakti man se hi hote hai. Bhakti is to be done with the mind alone. Not the physical sense organs. They help us. Most important is the mind. Why? Man eva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayo. Brahma Bindu Upanishad, second mantra. The Vedas say, man, the mind, ev, alone. Manushyanam, human beings. Karnam is the cause. Bandhan, of bondage. Moksha, liberation. In other words, the mind alone is the performer of the action. When we worship God, whether we're doing puja, whether we're doing havan, whether we're chanting God's name, we sing in bhajan, kirtan, whether we're doing dhyan, anything you're doing, spiritually, going to place of pilgrimage, bowing to God, bowing to the saint. At that time where the mind is, that will be taken as devotion, as bhakti. If when we bow to God, we do puja for Bhagwan, we do chanting, we chant God's name, and we think about Bhagwan, our mind is there, we're thinking about Bhagwan, then we are doing puja, we are worshipping Bhagwan. We are glorifying Bhagwan. But if our mind is somewhere else, somebody is doing Maha Mantra, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Where is the mind? Is he thinking about Shri Krishna at that time? Most time, we just concentrating on how many times I have to do this. I've been given instruction, do so many mala. Where the mind is, we're not paying attention. Is anybody meditating on Shri Krishna at that time? Somebody is doing Shiv Jap. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Is that person meditating on Shiv Bhagwan? No. Majority of the time, we are just thinking how much time I have to do this. It's just a physical action. There is no association with the mind. There is no love, no prem, no bhakti. I mentioned also to, this is called Maha Mantra, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. It comes from the Kali Santaranya Upanishad. First mantra. In this mantra, there are 3 names of Bhagwan Krishna. Hari, Ram, Krishna. Shri Krishna has uncountable name, but these 3 is very special. Hari, Ram, Krishna. The word Hare means Hari. When you call someone, in Sanskrit, in Hindi, you have postposition. In English, preposition. In Hindi or English, in Sanskrit or Hindi, postposition. Sambodha, one is Sambodhakara. Addressing someone. Hey John, hi Mary. You address somebody. So, hey Krishna, you call him Krishna. So, Hari becomes Hare. Hi, hey Krishna. You call him Krishna, but are you thinking about him? No. Why call him? Huh? In other words, we are acting with Bhagwan. And to act with Bhagwan is a great sin, namaprad, unpardonable sin. We can act with the world. You see someone and you hate that person. That person did something to you. Sometime in the past hurt you in some way. And you remember sometimes you don't. You make plans to take revenge, but suddenly you see somebody that person in front of you. Oh, the anger starts blazing. I wish they would go and die. And when the person comes close to you, hello, Sitaram, Radhe, Radhe. So long I didn't see you, come have a seat. Some people hug also. But in the heart you're thinking, I wish you would go and die. That is acting, etiquette, sabhyata. Certain things we do in the world, we don't know why, we just do it because we told it is civilized. Somebody belch, sorry. Excuse me. So it's called sabhyata. That person is civilized. What's the use? This is the act. So acting with the world is fine. But when it comes to God, we cannot act there. Bhagwan is sitting in our heart. The person in the world doesn't know, people don't know. But we cannot act when it comes to Bhagwan, when it comes to a saint. Bhagwan is sitting in the heart, he's taking note every moment. Realize that. So when we are doing the puja, when we are doing the jap, when we are doing the havan, we are doing the abhishek, we are doing the tirat, we are singing the name and glories of Bhagwan, think about Bhagwan first. You're doing puja, put Bhagwan to sit down, now put chandan, now put sindur, now bathe the feet, wash the feet, now give some water to drink, now put a mala. If you see Bhagwan there and then do it. Don't put for a leaf. Have the feeling that I'm doing this actually for Bhagwan. You see a big difference. So this is why Shri Krishna is saying here and throughout Gita, man. Ved is saying the most important thing is the mind. All the responsibility lies with the mind alone. And this is what God knows. Doesn't know the sense organs, where the mind is. Uncountable names we are taking of Bhagwan. Uncountable puja, everything. Nothing is happening. Because the conjunction, the association of the mind is not there. It's the most. So Shri Krishna says, Nitya Yukta. One, Mano Yemam Nitya Yukta, whose mind is constantly, lovingly attached to me. This way, or Shraddhaya Param Paraya. Shraddhaya means faith, with faith. Or Paraya, supreme faith. What is the supreme faith? Believing in God. That God is looking at me every moment. He is sitting in my heart. I cannot hide from Bhagavan. People, when they come to church, they go to mandir, they go to the mosque. We go before Bhagavan, we think, oh, this is a mandir, Bhagavan's house. We should try not to do anything wrong here. And we even tell the children, hey, my son, my daughter, don't do anything wrong here. This is Bhagwan's house. And the child takes this to mean, when I leave here, I can do everything, all the wrong things I want. And it's going to put it to good use sometime. So is God only in the mandir, only in the murti? Only in the church? Only in the masjid? Only in the Kaaba? Is that the only way Bhagwan is? No. Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra Samana. Tusidaji tells us in the Ramayana. Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra Samana Prem ke pragat hohi mein jana Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra. God pervades everywhere. Everybody says that. Whether we're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, everybody says God is here, there, and everywhere. But what do we believe? 100% in the mandir, in the church, in the masjid, and in the road, in the toilet, in the ram shop. 0% or 0.1%. No. Tusidashi Maharaj says Samana. Samana means everywhere 100%. Yes, he's in the mandir, he's in the masjid, he's in the church, he's in the murti, in the picture, 100%. But he's also in the ram shop, he's also in the road, in the toilet, in the smashan ghat, in the burial ground, in the cremation ground, everywhere. In hell, 100%. Bhagwan proved this in Sanatan Dharma. Hiranyakashipu said to Prahlad, I'm going to kill you right now. After everything they tried and they couldn't kill Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu said, where is your arm? Kahan hai aapka arm? I'm going to kill you here now. Where is your arm? Is he here? This is the house of a Rakshas. Does he dare to come here? Prahlad says, yes, Father, he's here. Yeah. Is he in that pillar, in that pose? Prahlad? Yes, Father, he's there also. Hiranyakashipu took his gada, his mace, and with the strength of 10,000 elephants, he struck that pillar, broke that pillar, in smithery. Out came Bhagwan. Nirsim Bhagwan. Gadha, you fool, Prahlad is telling the truth. I am everywhere, 100%. I'm in your heart also, 100%. Everywhere. Everywhere in everything. So that what it means, Shraddhaya Paraya. Always have the faith that God is looking at me everywhere. If you, such a person, may yukta tama mataha. He says, that person who constantly attaches his mind to me lovingly, the mind fixed on me constantly with love and devotion, with a supreme faith that I am everywhere and everything. That person I consider to be the most, the best, the most perfect. Yukta tama mataha. In my consideration, according to me, Bhagwan is saying, mata, according to me, he is the best. Yukta tama, the best of all devotees. On the other hand, Ye tvaksharama nirdeshya mavyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gamachityatvam sarvatra gamachityatvam cha kutasya machalam dhruvam sanniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha. Chapter 12, verse 3 and 4. On the other hand, those who worship the avyakta, unmanifest, the formless aspect, akshara, that form that cannot be perceived by the senses, mind and intellect. Many words have been used here, one by one. Anirdeshya, anirvachaniya, anirdeshya, beyond definition, indefinitive. Sarvatra, which is all pervading, achintya, unthinkable by the senses, material senses, mind, intellect. Kutastham, unchanging, never changes. Achalam, unmovable. All these words are being used to describe the formless aspect. Out sanyam indriya gramam. Sanyam means complete control. The part of loving God as a formless aspect, the part of Gyan is extremely difficult. That person has to have the senses, mind and intellect under complete control. Complete control. Sanyamya indriya gramam. The senses, mind and intellect, having controlled the senses, mind and intellect. Av sarvatra samabuddhaya. Who is even fund is a human soul, Atma. He doesn't see high and low. The same soul that is in us, the same soul is in the dog, in the cat, in the bird, in the worm, in the elephant, in the Brahman, in the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, Shudra, everywhere. Say, the body is different, that's all. But we are not the body, we are the soul. And that same soul rotates in 8.4 million forms of life. So he sees the same soul everywhere. In this life, we are a human being, we have lots of money, we are very handsome, we have a high position, and we did not do any bhakti. Next life, dog, stray dog, a worm. The punishment. Never had time for Bhagwan. The same soul. So he sees the soul everywhere. Out to sarvatra samabuddhaya to te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rata. He treats everyone in the same way, equally. He's always helping. That person, te prapnuvanti mameva, also comes to me, also attains me. The one who worships in this way, who worships the formless aspect of me, with the senses, mind and intellect under control, not seeing everywhere with an equal eye, not seeing high and low, etc. He also comes to me. But there's a big problem. Klesho dikataraste sham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavad bhedavapyate. This verse is very important. Chapter 12, verse 5. Shri Krishna is saying, those who worship me with a form, name, form, quality, pastime as Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, etc., they are my best. I consider them to be the best. But those who worship me in the formless aspect, they also come to me. But for the one with a body, they have what? For beings that have a body, we people who have a body, it is extremely difficult, almost impossible to worship, to meditate on something that doesn't have a form. Somebody say, meditate on God. Which God? He has no form. What does he look like? Nothing. What is his name? Nothing. What are his qualities? No quality. Ooh. So what you going to meditate on? Kiski dhyan karenge bhaiya? It's extremely difficult to worship and meditate on the Avyakt. Asakta Chetasam, to meditate, to make a relation with something that has no name, no form, no qualities, no pastime. How can you do that? Can you love something that has no name, no form, nothing? If you say light, that's a form. If you say Brahm, that's a name. No name, no form, no qualities, no pastime, nothing, only existence. So Shri Krishna says, it's extremely difficult. The path is filled with so much problems. Klesh, problems. Dukh, suffering. It's extremely difficult. It's full of suffering and sorrows and problems. The Vedas say, the path of Gyan, worshipping God, the formless aspect of God, is so difficult. It's like walking on the sharp edge of a sword. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya kathopanishad. So difficult. It's full of problems, full of sorrows. It's almost impossible. Yes, that person can also attain Shri Krishna because he is doing bhakti. But the path is because we have body. We can identify and love something with a body. To love something that doesn't have a form is how to do it. Extremely difficult, that path. But both will attain. So the one who is worshipping with the form, he is the best. We'll do a bhajan at this point. In the books you have, turn to page 5. So we chant the name of Bhagwan. Kao sab hili mili Radhe. Chant the name of Bhagwan Shri Radha Krishna. I've told you many times, there's no difference between Radharani and Shri Krishna. One God takes two forms. Yayam Radha Yasha Krishno Dasabid Dehas Chaikah Kirana Tadvidha Bhut Atharva Vedi Radhika Tapane Upanishad. The Vedas are saying there's no difference between Radha and Krishna. They don't even have two bodies. There's only one supreme power, supreme Brahm. And that supreme Brahm takes two forms. Do Roop for Krida. Krida means Leela, divine pastime. Actually, Radharani is Shri Krishna is Radha. Radhika Krishna Rupam cha Krishno Radha Swarupakah. Sanakumar Sangita. The scripture says, Radharani is the form of Shri Krishna and Shri Krishna is the form of Radharani. But even though they are one and the same, there's something very special about Radharani. That even Shri Krishna worships Radharani. Krishnena aradhyate iti Radha. Rig Vedi Radhiko Upanishad. The Rig Ved says that supreme Brahm, supreme power Shri Krishna, whom everyone worships, he also worships someone. He loves someone. Who is that? Radha. Why? Why does Shri Krishna love Radha, worship only Radha? The Vedas say, Atma tu Radhika tasya Ved. Because Radharani is the Atma, the soul of Shri Krishna. This is why even Shri Krishna worships Radharani. So whether we chant Radhe Radhe or Krishna Krishna, they are one and the same. Chant the name of the Lord. You might become tired chanting. Then mentally take the name in your mind with every breath. Swasa, swasa. Even then you become tired, then meditate on the form of the Lord. Form is most important. The best is the form. Meditate on the form of Radharani and the form of Sri Krishna. If you're tired of doing that even, then that also, but one thing you should always do while meditating. First, try to think about how beautiful, think about the divine qualities, etc. Then meditate on the form. Whether we are meditating, whether we are chanting loudly, or we are taking the name in our mind, we are tired, always meditate. Most important. The most important thing, and this is what we talked about here, most important thing is to meditate. Dhyan, meditation. Put Radharani, Shri Krishna to stand in front of you. I also have one thing in mind, that, oh Radharani, hey Shri Krishna, I want you to come to me very quickly. गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे, गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे, वो गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे, गाओ सब राधे राधे राधे, वो थकहु नाम गाते जब राधे, थकहु नाम गाते जब राधे, तो श्वास श्वास जब राधे 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 राधे, श्वास श्वास जब राधे 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 राधे, जब थक जाओ तब हूँ तो राधे, जब थक जाओ तब हूँ तो राधे, ओ सुमीरी अदित छवि राधे 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 राधे, सुमीरी अदित छवि राधे 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 राधे, ओ राधे 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 राधे, ओ गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे, गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे, ओ करहु कीर्तन या जप राधे, करहु कीर्तन या जप राधे, या जप राधे, ओ या जप राधे, या जप राधे, ओ करहु कीर्तन या जप राधे, ओ ध्यान सहित करु राधे 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 राधे, ध्यान सहित करु राधे 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 राधे, एक ध्यान कर मन महाराधे, एक ध्यान कर मन महाराधे. While meditating, the mind will stray, will wander. It will go all over the place. Don't get angry. Let the mind go. And where it goes, now put Bhagwan to stand there. Wherever. Eventually the mind will realize everywhere I go, Bhagwan is there, stay right here. एक ध्यान कर मन महाराधे, एक ध्यान कर मन महाराधे, ओ खड़ी सामने राधे 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 राधे, खड़ी सामने राधे 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 राधे, ओ तू जो ध्यान करहु नित राधे, जो ध्यान करहु नित राधे, ओ मिलहि बेगी अब राधे 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 राधे, ओ मिलहि बेगी अब राधे गुरु इष्ट भक्ति में राधे, निज गुरु इष्ट भक्ति में राधे। ओ रघु अनन्य मति राधे, राधे राधे राधे। रघु अनन्य मति राधे, राधे राधे राधे। रह दुर्भावन कटहु राधे, रह दुर्भावन कटहु। Ah, next thing. Never have negative feelings, bad feelings. Even for someone who has done harm to you, your enemy, don't have negative feelings, because that person is going to come and sit in your heart. Knowing that God is sitting in the heart of everyone will help us to practice this thing. Just as when we love someone, our heart, our mind gets attached. In hate also, the mind gets attached. And we attain that for which the mind becomes attached. Hate is also very dangerous. Don't have negative feeling, bad feeling. Oh, Rahadur Bhavana Katahu Radhe, Rahadur Bhavana Katahu Radhe. Oh, Udasi Rahu Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe. Udasi Rahu Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe. Radhe 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 Radhe. सब महरह कृपालु तव राधे, सब महरह कृपालु तव राधे। वही है भाव राधे, राधे राधे राधे। है भाव राधे, राधे राधे राधे। राधे 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 राधे। राधे 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 राधे। Radhe 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 गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे। गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, राधा रानी की जय। भगवान श्री कृष्ण कंटिन्यूस टू से टू अर्जुन, आगे चलिए। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि, ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः, अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते। Very important. All is important. This chapter 12 is very, very important. Chapter 12, verse 6. Shri Krishna says, all your actions, sarvani karmani, every action you perform, all your actions, sanyasya matparaha, offer to me. This was also said in chapter 9, verse 27. Yat karoshya dashnasi yat juhosid dasyat yat pasyasi kaunteya tat purushama darpanam. Chapter 9, verse 27, Shri Krishna said, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever sacrifice you make, whatever yajna, whatever puja, every action, offer to me first. Then partake. Now he's making it a little more different here. Before was just doing it, just offering. Here he says, Dhyayanta upasati. Meditate on Shri Krishna. Who are you offering it to? Shri Krishna Arpanam, Shri Krishna Arpanam. Are pehle think about Shri Krishna. Meditate. Dhyayant with love, upasati. While we offer in every action, meditate on Shri Krishna. With love, make the offering. You're going for a walk, that also you can offer, yes. Hey Shri Krishna, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to lift some weight, I'm going for a walk. So that will help to keep my body fit. When my body is fit, I can do better seva, I can serve you. So I offer this walk to you also. Everything. Your sleep, your walk, your eating, your drinking, your talking, everything. Sarvani karma. Very important. So, offered all the action unto him. Out with attachment. Mat paraha. How? Ananya naiva yogina. So, your word yogina here means bhakti yogi. That bhakti yogi who exclusively, ananya, exclusively thinks only about Shri Krishna while offering, all the time thinking about every action while doing everything, exclusively to Shri Krishna. His mind is joined to Shri Krishna, bhakti yogi. His mind is joined to Shri Krishna exclusively while meditating, attaching while meditating exclusively to Mam Dhyayanta Upasate, meditating on me with that love. What happens? Teshamaham samudhyarta, Teshamaham samudharta, mrityu sansara sagarat, bhavani nachirat, parth maya veshita chetasa. Chapter 12 verse 7. We keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. The soul, the Atma. In the Ramayana, in Ram Gita of the Ramayana, Bhagwan Shri Ram says to the residents of Ayodhya, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Oh, आकर 4,84,000 योनि भ्रमत यह जीव अविनाश। बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम। We keep rotating. आकर 4,84,000 योनि भ्रमट यह जीव अविनाशी. The jeev, the soul, Atma is avinashi. Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, Ram Gita, Ramayana, Tulsikit Ramayana. The Jivatma, the individual soul who we are, is avinashi, indestructible. It cannot be cut by any weapon, it cannot be burned by fire, it cannot be wet by water nor dried by the wind. It is the same forever. It never takes birth nor does it die. Indestructible. But it keeps rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Yoni Brahmata. So we, again and again we take birth, again and again we die. And in the womb of the mother, we hang upside down. Uncountable times. But Sri Krishna says, if you worship me like this, with your heart always attached to me, offering all your actions unto me with love, with devotion, meditating on me like that, I will release you. Tesham aham samudharta. Samudharta means release, liberate. I will release you from what? Mrityu sansara sagarat. Sagar means ocean. This ocean of this Maya, this sansar, this world is called an ocean. An ocean of what? Birth and death. Mrityu or Janam. Maran, Janam. Avagaman. This ocean of mundane existence, this ocean of rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Uncountable times we have taken birth in every form of life. Bhagavan says, I will free you from that, from death, from birth, from this ocean of death and birth, this thing called sansar, the world. I'll free you from that. I'll liberate you from that. Why? Abhavami nachirat partha. You will become mine forever. Chirat means very long time. In other words, forever. You'll never be separate from me ever again. Maya veshita chetasam. Because your mind is constantly attached for it. Because a devotee, his mind is constantly attached to Bhagavan. Constantly. And Shri Krishna says in Gita, Antakali chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram Yah prati samadbhavam yati nastatya sanshaya. Chapter 8, verse 5, Gita. When the life leaves the body, the last moment, Antakali, when the life is leaving the body, if you remember me, Antakali chamameva smaran. Smaran means remember. Bhagavan says you remember God, you remember Shri Krishna. Then you will certainly come to me, he says. There's no doubt about that. Who or what we're going to remember at that time? Where our mind is attached. What we love, what we are attached to. Whether a person or an object. That's where you're going to go, where you're going to become. So because our mind, the devotee's mind is going to be constantly attached to Shri Krishna with love, with bhakti, then he will certainly go. Becomes free from the ocean of birth and death. But us in the world, we people in the world, our mind is attached where? In the material world. To husband, to wife, to children, to the dog. Some people cats, somebody parrot, somebody out. Some the bank balance, some the muruka. Inanimate objects. Everywhere. And that's why we keep rotating in that 8.4 million forms of life. And this is the way we're going to be free. Therefore, Mayeva mana adhasva may buddhim niveshaya. Chapter 12, verse 8. Therefore, Arjun, give your mind and intellect to me alone. Bhagavan says, I don't want your action. I want your mind and intellect. Mayeva manadhasva. Or may buddhim. Two things I want you to give me. Your mind, man, or buddhi. Buddhi means intellect. Man means the mind, intellect. Buddhi means the intellect. That's all Shri Krishna says. Give me your mind and intellect. That is called complete surrender. That's what, when Shri Krishna says surrender to me, he doesn't mean stop doing everything. We can't. So should I just lie down and do nothing? You're still doing, because the mind is the performer. You're thinking. So surrender means, yes, do nothing. And that only happens when we give the mind and intellect to Shri Krishna, to God. He said to Arjun, give your mind, attach your mind to me, your intellect, give it to me completely. Do not apply the mind and intellect when it comes to God, when it comes to the scriptures, when it comes to the saint. That kind of faith. You see, if our mind and intellect is attached to God like that, then we will not be considered to be the performer of the action. Then we don't get the fruits of the action. The physical action. We get the fruit where the mind is. And because the mind will be in Bhagavan, we get Bhagwan. We go to Bhagwan. This is why he says in chapter 8 verse 7. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhya cha. Chapter 8 verse 7 Gita. Tasmat sarveshu, at all places. Kaleshu, at all times. Ma manusmara, remember me, Arjun. Attach your mind to me, remember me. Ayudhya cha. You're a Kshatri, fight the war, do your duty. Mayarpitamano buddhir mame vaivasya sanshayah. If your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, then you will certainly come to me, Arjun. So this is what he's saying here. Attach your mind, give your mind to me, your intellect. Nivashishyasi mayeva ata urdham na sanshayah. Second line, chapter 12, verse 8. And if your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, Arjun, constantly you attach your mind and intellect to me, you do not apply the mind and intellect, you surrender the mind and intellect, then you will come to me, you will attain me. There's no doubt about that. No doubt. Never sishyasi mayeva, you will come to me, you will attain me. You will come to me. There's no doubt about that. आएंगे मेरे पास. अब देखो. Wanted to mention, the path of Gyan is so difficult. Bhakti is so easy. Loving, meditating on the form of Bhagwan, attaching our heart. What does attaching means? Loving. The heart, the mind to Bhagwan. How do we do that? Do we have to learn something new? No. We already know how to love. God has given us the power to love. How to love mommy, how to love papa, how to love husband, how to love wife, how to love children, how to love friend. Some people how to love a dog, how to love a cow. We know how to love. All we have to do now is to take that love and transfer it to Sri Krishna. That is a bhakti. Shri Krishna is my mummy, Shri Krishna is my papa, Shri Krishna is my wife, Shri Krishna is my husband alone, Shri Krishna is my everything. We say the prayer only by the mouth. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha saka tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Everybody says. Tvam ev. Tvam, you. Ev, alone. We are saying to Shri Krishna, hey Shri Krishna, you alone are my mummy, you alone are my papa, you alone are my friend, you alone are my companion, you alone are my knowledge, you alone are my wealth, you alone are my everything. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. I, the soul, Atma. Not the body, Atma. And what hard work is that? There's nothing to do, just love. Bhagwan says just love. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to the residents of Ayodhya, काहु भक्ति पथ कवन प्रयासा योग नमक जप तप उपवास बोलो राम 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 राजा Kahahu bhakti patha kavana prayasa. Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, he says, Bhaiya, what is hard about doing bhakti? Kavana prayasa. What effort you have to make? Nothing. Just love me, that's all. You don't have to do yoga, ashtanga yoga, not exercise. Yoga doesn't mean exercise. Yoga means yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. That's yoga. You don't have to do yoga. Makh, havan, yoga and a makh, japa. You don't have to do jap, name of God and be. No tap, no austerities, no upavas, no fasting, nothing. Just love, no hard work. Loving is easy. Just sit down, meditate on Shri Krishna, Radharani, and love. You love as my mommy, as my papa, as my friend, as my beloved. That's love. That's bhakti. Very easy. Practice. So in the next verse, Shri Krishna tells us, Ata chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mai sthiram abhyasa yogena tatato abhyasa yogena tatato michhaptum dhanarjana. Chapter 12, verse 9. So this happens. You sit down to meditate and the mind runs away. Especially in the beginning. You're going to do dhyan, meditation. And the mind, you're trying to meditate on God and the mind runs, it goes, and sometimes it will go to the worst place. So Shri Krishna says this will happen. If when you try to constantly fix the mind doesn't stay. It is difficult, especially in the beginning. So do abhyasa yoga. We have to do abhyasa yoga. Abhyasa yoga. What is abhyasa yoga? Sadhana bhakti. We have to practice to attach the mind. First, in the beginning, because we have never practiced this dhyan meditation in any really proper way. So in the beginning, take a picture or a murti that is attractive for you. Sit along. Put this murti or picture in front of you. Look at the murti or picture, one that is attractive to you, that you love, that your mind is attracted to. Look at it and then close the eye and try to meditate. In the beginning, you will find it take a long time to look at this picture or murti. And when you close your eyes to visualize the same form in your mind, it will vanish quickly. Don't worry. Open your eyes and look again. And then close your eyes and try to meditate. If we keep doing that, keep practicing. This is the abhyas. Abhyas means constant practice. We keep practicing every day. Then the length of time it will take for us to look at the murti or picture will start getting smaller and smaller, decreasing. And the length of time we can keep that image in our mind, when we close our eyes, will keep increasing till the point will come, you no longer need a murti or picture. Anywhere you can sit and close your eyes and visualize Bhagavan. It will come to the point you can open your eyes and see. But don't let it remain a murti or picture. Make him come alive, make her come alive. See the eyes blinking, the lips smiling at you, the arms embracing you, walking, everything. Just like you, put yourself in there also. This is called sadhana bhakti, abhyasa yoga. You have to practice. Our mind has been practicing to be attached to the material world from uncountable lifetimes. That's why it runs away to the world when you try to meditate. It loves the world. It is well practiced. Now you're going to teach it something new. It's not going to stay there. So here we have to work hard also in the beginning especially. Anything in the world that we have become good at, We worked very hard in the beginning. We forget. Our memory is very weak. Whether it's driving a motor car, riding a bicycle, even walking, we had to work very hard. How many times we fell down, hurt ourselves, but we didn't give up. So in the same way, if we want our mind to become perfect in meditation and dhyan, Roop Dhyan, meditating on the form of Bhagwan, Roop Dhyan, Jagat Guru Tam Kripalu Mahaprabhu says, Roop Dhyan, meditate on the form of Bhagwan, on the form of Radharani, on the form of Shri Krishna. To become perfect, in that we'll have to practice regularly. The more we practice, the more we'll benefit, the easier it will become. In the beginning, it will feel like climbing a mountain. But don't give up. Keep practicing. Along with that, chant the name. Take some bhajan, kirtan written by the saints. Chant Maha Mantra, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Govind. Any chant. Written bhajan written by saints. Tulsidas, Surdas, Meera, Tukaram, Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. Chant loudly. Visualize, meditate on Bhagwan, shed tears of Bhagwan. And to a point will come that you will get so much bliss that you can't stay a moment without chanting. But we have to do Abhyasa Yoga. We have to do sadhana. And one day we'll get perfect. So this is the lesson that Shri Krishna is saying to Arjuna. And the best is meditating on Shri Krishna with the form. Bent in 3 places, neck, waist and ankle. Bluish in complexion, the complexion of his body. Wearing pitamba, the yellow silken clothes. With a crown of peacock feather on the head. Beautiful, curly, very thick black hair. Beautiful, large eyes. Red lips. The teeth white. When he smiles, sparkling like pearls. A garland of wild flowers around his neck. In this way, meditate on the Lord. It'll take time. You'll get so much bliss. Make a relation with Bhagwan. Love him in everything. Make him your everything. And one day we'll become perfect. And Shri Krishna says, you will come to me. You will attain. There's much more. We'll hear some other time. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Shrimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.